Good evening, everybody. I am about to have a crack, a very loose crack, maybe a plumber's crack, at describing how I came across the idea that Earth was a baby being developed, and I've been wanting to try and explain timelines, but there's multiple explanations. Anyway, shut up to them. Alright, so I want to... Alright, if you know anything about pregnancy... Alright, this is what I want to tell you, okay. Early religion was philosophy, right? So when Gaia was, or Sarah Rose Magdalene, was conceived, I didn't know this when I was figuring it out, but there was twins. And I want you to think of it like this. So the chromosomes from Mary Magdalene, chromosomes from Jesus came together, right? And then, so if you don't know much about pregnancy, there's, after conception and the original cell, the zygote, is formed, it then, without changing in size, it goes through rapid cell division over the first 13 days, okay? So I'll show you a little picture that I had drawn. I wish I dated this stuff, but this was at the start, not far into the start of last year, all right? So let me just flip you on around and you can see, all right, so you've got your zygote, which goes through mitosis, becomes 2 cells, which becomes 4, 8, 16, okay? So then on that's day 3, not day 13, so the rapidness of the dividing cells. So then you end up with this blastocyte, right? And I'll show you this while I'm at it. And that's not, just ignore that. This was my early, don't ignore that, this is important, but no, I'm pretty sure that we can't be a trisomy zygate. Anyway. So, is that going? Yes. So basically, early religion was... Alright. Give me a sec. Early religion was the zygote trying to make sense of the chromosomes because they'd paired up, and then this is so hard to explain. I was hoping if I just came on and started recording that I'd blah blah blah, blah vomited at you, but clearly that is not going to be the case today, children. So it's a game of leapfrog, really, between philosophy and religion. So if you have a look, well, as I said, the cell, it was started as one cell, right? But there was 2 sets of chromosomes. Oh, that's what. So during the first 5 days, I guess, no, we'll say the first 3 days, that was early religion trying to understand how they came to fucking be here. And because it did start as a zygote cell, but we've got 2 sets of chromosomes, that whoever was alive back then playing the DNA fucking game, they've interpreted, let's say we got to day 5, and here they've come up with an interpretation of what the fuck happened and how the fuck they came to be here. So if you think about God as a single person, not like out on Tinder, but like as an individual, then there's a cell split, and suddenly we've got 2 cells that they weren't, like a new cell didn't come along. It just suddenly there was 1, then there was 2. And start thinking about, I guess, the hierarchy of religion. So the the 1, then we've got 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. And I did have written down somewhere, I mean, I've got a little bit of all the different religions or philosophies, I guess. They're based on having that many important figures. So there was 2, then there was 4, then there was 8, and you see it described as, hang on, I had written it somewhere. Anyway, you guys can do some research if you like. But basically, I've even so if you think about the treatment of women, right, from all the way back then, the Roman Catholic Church were the sperm chromosomes, and the egg chromosomes were the Jews. Maybe. Could be the other way around, alright? Remember, if anyone's been following my adventure, my journey, you will know that everything I learnt about religion, I've known for less than 1 year, and I had to go off and do it. So, once I realised that it fitted perfectly, like, I don't know if, look, I don't know how far down, I think we're actually 14 generations in by now, and so my generation is from back when. So a lot of this will resonate, like each generation there's more theories and everything. So there'll be up, anyway, shut up, Shannon. So, alright, and I worked out even that, so the false matrix I was thinking at the time was Rogam. And so if anyone knows anything about pregnancy when you are a female with negative blood type, if your partner has positive blood type, everything's fine for the first pregnancy, but once the second pregnancy comes along, the mother's body goes, no, this is a foreign object. I remember tasting this blood. Maybe that's why there's a theory about Mary Magdalene and vampires. I'm not even going to go into that. haven't even looked into that. It went past me one day and I went, oh, look at that one day. Anyway, so the illusion is a suppressed immune system, all right? And that's still, I believe, true. We are, at the time, I was thinking it before I realised that we are every step of the way, and that's why there's fucking 7 timelines, 3 of which are overlapping. Anyway, story for another day. So we are the eukaryotic cells creating the female positive blood type fetus of a negative blood type mother in her 3rd trimester of her 2nd pregnancy who has received the Rogam shot. Alright, and so if I'm correct about that part, it's the Rogam shot that fucked everyone's energy centers. Anyway, so, okay, look, pi, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 3 stands for 3 trimesters, and then the 0.1415926535897, believe it or not, is actually in numerology, and it's not going to match up. I found different numerology. Anyway, pi is the instructions on how to create a human. Alright? So, for example, 3, as I said, there's 3 means, what am I at? Let me get more time. Actually, I'm going to go to part 2. So this is going to be called Gaia is a fetus, part 1.